the culmination of the pandemic of incompetence, because it's the DEI stuff, it's the empty reservoirs, it's all these bad policies coming to a head and killing people.
Whether it was, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Well, I don't know if it was 2024 to 2023, but there were a lot of people that were talking about the idea of a crisis of competence was coming. That there was talk about a lot of talk about airplanes. Like there was airports that were near misses, and they were talking about these things. This is going to lead to some kind of accident.
The train crash.
There's a crisis of competence coming. This is the manifestation of crisis of competence. This is what happens when you have people in positions that they don't deserve to be in. And when I say deserve, I don't mean deserve as in have the right colored skin or whatever. I mean they don't have the qualifications, and they put a person in to fill a slot believing that everybody is the same. People are not all the same. Different people have different skills and different abilities, and those skills and abilities matter in the real world. We live in the real world. These people don't believe that there is a real world. They believe that they can speak reality.
They're trying to rewrite the real world.
They believe they can speak reality into existence, and you cannot.
You also get an idea of, it's like atheists trying to create heaven here in utopia here on Earth.
Yeah, they're doing the opposite of that.
Indeed.
When you said the crisis of competency was coming, yeah, you are correct. I remember with the airplanes, Charlie Kirk was smeared as a racist for saying he was concerned about DEI hiring.
I was on that show with him.
Absolutely stupid. His point was not about the race of the individual, about the hiring practices of liberals.
Yes, obviously.
At the time, when people were saying diversity hiring is going to cause a plane to fall out of the sky, how could anyone have predicted that diversity measures would burn down Los Angeles? Yet here we are. Yahoo News, picking up from Salon, quote, DEI is deadly. Fox News spin on California wildfires exposes MAGA's total incoherence, because we are criticizing the fact.
So it's Jesse Waters' fault.
It is. So we criticize the fact that these people are incapable of doing their jobs, to the point where LA's got a fire chief saying, your husband got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire. Yeah, okay. This is a problem of culture, and it's a problem of hiring people who are bad at their jobs or unwilling to do them for the sake of hiring a person who is a certain race or sexual orientation.
It's also getting
or sexual fetish now, which is a really weird thing, by the way, but it's happening.
What it comes down to as well is in terms of the predictive groups or the protected groups and the classes, it's not even all that different from what you saw in the Soviet Union, because it's all predicated on this idea that everyone can be equal.
Stalin had a DEI program.
Yeah.
They had programs that were intended to put people into positions not based on skill, but based on having the right.
How'd that work out?
So did Chairman Mao.
Clearly not.
Yeah, Chairman Mao had the same thing. And if you were a serf, if you were a petty landowner, if you're a petty landowner, you were killed or struggle sessioned away. If you were a serf, if you were a peasant, you would be like put in charge of a factory, and it all ground into the dirt. And so, of course, the real question though is. Is it just incompetence at the base level, or is it, as I would argue in this clip right here, and I wrote a whole book about this and got smeared and attacked and everything, is it on some level they view you as the problem if you are the right target group? If you this is the Luigi Maggioni situation where this guy is an affluent white male and therefore he needs to go down, because Luigi Maggioni had picked a different target, had picked someone who was potentially in one of these protected classes. Guess what? There'd be no fandom.
That'd be really weird, right? If, like the healthcare CEO is some black dude.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? All of a sudden it all falls apart. Then nobody loves him.
They'd call him a white supremacist.
They call him white supremacist. They'd say he's
lynching
racist,
successful minorities.
Lynching. It would be totally flipped, and they'd be all against him. Meanwhile, because he picked a white straight male, then suddenly he goes after this, which she kind of talks about that. You couldn't carry my husband. It's a guy. You notice that?
Of course.
He picks a guy. You couldn't carry my husband. What? Because the guy had smoke inhalation.
If your husband did this, well, he's just a dumb guy and he deserves it. He deserves to suffer and die.
Right.
Don't expect me to be able to carry him. He made dumb decisions. He got himself into a bad position, and so now he deserves to suffer.
Right. So this is what we got at in the book on humans, where we said it is not based on equality. It is not based on social justice. That is all window dressing.
Yep.
That is all just what they say. It's about resentment. It's about hatred. It's about wanting. By the way, the greenies are sitting there looking at this and say, yes, we want these human structures to burn. We want humanity to burn. We want society to fall. All these rich 1%ers, let them burn for what they've done to Mother Earth, for what they've done to Mother Gaia. We want them to suffer. They look at this and they cheer it. They want more of it. And you watch, by the way, I'm not saying that this was done, but there have been time and time again where even the FBI has put out reports saying that eco-terrorists are one of the #1 causes of forest fires. I'm not saying these ones specifically were YouTube censors or whatever, but it has been reported many, many, many times, and it's because they take on, which funny enough, we were even before the fire started, I've been giving my kids the Batman marathon. I was showing them the old Batman movies, like the Tim Burton, the Joel Schumacher movies, and Mask of the Phantasm, of course, the best one. And Poison Ivy's character in Batman and Robin, which we all kind of like laugh at that movie. Her character, it wants to kill all of humanity so that plants can take back the world. And it's like
Thanos.
And it's like, okay, so
he wants to kill people to save. Does he want to kill lots of people to save?
He wanted to cull half the population, so the other half would be.
It's the same motivation. Right. It's the same.
Here's what I say, though.
Poison Ivy wants all animals dead because plants are better.
Right. And so in the 90s, that was considered like a hilarious character that we could all laugh at and make fun of and like obviously evil, right? Whereas now it's like, that position is platformed. There's money that's put behind it. George Soros and Klaus Schwab and Greta Thunberg have like massive conferences all about this. And we're talked to as if they're like, this is important and we want something like this, where it's clearly anti-human. So don't tell me for a second that there aren't people cheering this on, because there are.
Oh, yeah. Clearly, there's absolutely people. I mean, there are people that think that there are too many human beings on Earth. Which the actual problem
that's what I'm talking about.
The actual problem that we're going to be facing is the fact that that there's population collapse. There aren't enough people to replace the people that exist now.
Well, that goes country by country, because you look like Africa's having a parabolic population explosion right now.
Sure, but in Western countries,
yes.
Though.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.